What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Bon Jovi, and we're returning for one called If I Was Your Mother. Thank you again to Michaela for providing not only a selection and assortment of Bon Jovi tunes, but some proper albums, so we have much Bon Jovi to go through, as well as to someone who specifically mentioned or requested this tune. But yeah, it's an interesting title. Of course, it sounds like it's part of a larger if-then conditional statement. If I was your mother, then I would do this. And whether that's punish someone, scold someone, or say that they would have been raised better, meaning looking backward rather than forward in time, it sounds like there's a negative take on what has been done or said by the person being spoken to. Now, that's not explicit in the title. I feel like that's just more my sense of where a conditional statement like this might be going. But yes, my take or my superficial reading of the title is that if I was your mother, then you wouldn't be allowed to do this, then you would be punished for doing this, or you wouldn't have done it to begin with because you would have known this is not okay. So obviously it could go a very different direction from that reading, but that was my take when I looked at the title. Let's give it a listen. This is Bon Jovi, If I Was Your Mother.
Was your mother, would you let me hold your hand? Would you say you were my baby? Would you always be my friend? Was your mother? Could I teach you what's right? Could I tell you stories, maybe tuck you in and kiss you sweet goodnight? Oh, tell me what I gotta do to make my life mean more to you. I could get so close, it's true. If I was your mother, would you always believe me? Because I wake up in the middle of the night just to see if you need me. Tell me there's no other with whom you share any secret. And will you tell me about the boys you can bring in home to meet me? Oh, tell me what I gotta do to make my life mean more to you. I could get so close, it's true. If I was yours, tell me
guitar is fading, but the guitar is absolutely wailing. Those drum flourishes and the vocals, obviously. So yeah, really powerful tune, rocking, but interesting with like two interludes that, we're bringing in keys and I heard strings. So there were two brief sections which really seemed to shake things up and like give a different face to the tune. But most of it had this just rocking guitar energy and percussive power and vocal intensity. So definitely a very jamming tune with a lot of great guitar work and sort of like horns or fist in the air style attitude to it. But interestingly, like lyrically, I feel like it's very far away from what I was thinking. It's a series of hypotheticals for how the speaker could be more a part of the life of the person being addressed, and saying like, if I was your mother, then I could, tuck you in at night and kiss you and, read you stories, and I could be there with you. I'd, be the only person that you need, and so on. But it sounds like he doesn't have that type of relationship, or any type of relationship where he's very intimately involved with the person being spoken to. So it's sort of like he's using his imagination to try to envision ways or scenarios or circumstances where he could break through what is, at least implicitly, some impenetrable barrier. Maybe that's because this other person, given the nature of a relationship or a complete lack of one, doesn't feel like they need the narrator. It's, they're not even looking at the narrator. They're not turning their emotion or their love toward the narrator. So the narrator's saying like, it seems like the only way I could do this is if I was your mother, and therefore I was part of and essential for all of your life and your emotion and your experiences. So yeah, it seemed to run in a very different direction than I was thinking. But yes, the sonics and the vocals to me on this one took over, which is to say I was trying to follow the lyrics, and again, I think on some level I get at least a general sense of the idea. Maybe there is some more specific framing to this that I didn't pick up on. But yes, the rocking guitar, sort of riding up and flourishing, and again, like soloing even as the song is fading out, and these rolling drum flourishes, cymbal smashes, and then the vocals, which are, shouty, passionate, intense, and there's that one extension near the end where it straddles a measure change. It starts and you think it might finish the flourish as the measure kicks over, but no, it just carries into the next measure and just, keeps peaking before finally relenting. So that moment in particular vocally really stood out to me. So yeah, another rocking, jamming tune with some great guitar work, and guitar work that, again, in this example, I don't think, maybe there was a year that was mentioned to me, and if so, sorry to the comment, sorry to Michaela, I didn't write it into the file the way it's written into some of the other files in this select folder that I've started going through the Bon Jovi material for. But I would guess this is another 80s tune. It just really has that like hard rock in the 80s type of feel to the guitar work. So absolutely enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.